What if I told you that the secret to being a great decision maker could be found in the quantum realm? If you stick around through this video, I'll take you through the world of quantum mechanics with parallel universes and subatomic particles. We choose to go quantum not only because it's cool, but also because it will teach us a core concept, superposition, that I believe can be a mental superpower. Let's go quantum. At the macro level, physics is intuitive. If I'm playing pool, I know the exact angle that I have to hit the cue ball to make the 6 ball in the corner pocket. As soon as I hit it, everything follows predetermined rules, and we know that the outcome will be binary, a 1 or a 0, a make or a miss. But if we were to take that pool table and shrink it down to the quantum level, literally none of those obvious conclusions would hold true. On a quantum pool table, you can both make and miss a ball. I know, it's confusing, but luckily the math is really straightforward. Just kidding. Physicist and Nobel laureate Richard Feynman said that I think I can safely say that nobody really understands quantum mechanics, so us mere mortals can be forgiven for not understanding all that math. Luckily, that math isn't necessary for where we're going. The one thing you do need to know is that in the quantum realm, things are not in one particular position or state, but instead they exist simultaneously in a number of different states, even if those states are mutually contradictory. An atom can both decay and not decay. A particle can take a left-hand turn and a right-hand turn. A quantum pool ball can be both missed and made. Quantum folks call this superposition because both positions are superimposed on top of each other. I know, this is crazy, but you don't even have to really believe it in order to get the benefit from the mental superpower. And once you understand superposition, you are ready for quantum thinking. Quantum thinking requires you to both agree and disagree with something at the same time, to keep yourself in the world of probabilities rather than discrete zeros and ones for and against. This is plainly just a better way of moving through the world. Our world is complicated. Quantum physicist Arthur Schopenhauer famously said that the more unintelligent a man is, the less mysterious existence seems to him. And in my eyes, given that the world is complicated, simple truths are unlikely to exist. But yet people crave simple answers and they demand them from the people that are representing them in office. Is abortion morally permissible? How much should the wealthy be taxed? How much money should we spend on the military? There are ways to build coherent, reasonable, well-thought-out answers to these questions, and many of those coherent, reasonable answers will contradict each other. Quantum thinking says that we should avoid collapsing our positions to one extreme or the other, 1 or 0, and instead accept that our opinions are a superposition of mutually contradictory beliefs. Nick Szabo, the founder of quantum thinking, said, "I can be both for and against a proposition because I am entertaining at least 2 significantly possible but inconsistent hypotheses, or because I favor some parts of a set of ideas and not others. If you are unable or unwilling to think in a quantum manner, it is much less likely that your thoughts are worthy of others' consideration." This idea can change your life if you really adopt it. The best debaters are the people who are ready to refute the counter-arguments of their opponent. To do that really well, you need to hold your own position at arm's length to be able to see its flaws and identify its weaknesses. And you also need to adopt your opponent's position so that you understand it even better than they do and you can be ready to refute it. That's obviously harder than just dogmatically asserting that you're the best and your opponent's an idiot, but if you can do that, if you can quantum think, then you have the advantage. You understand your opponent's argument even better than they do. Quantum thinking can also help you make better decisions. Making decisions is hard, but once people make them, they tend to forget that and just think, oh yeah, I was going to be 100% in favor of that option before I chose it. But in reality, that's not how it works. It's almost never 100 and 0. It's often 55-45 for or against what you were going to do. All of your decisions are also based on a number of assumptions. But if those assumptions change, so should your decision. This is often what entrepreneurship is. They're just the first people to recognize that the assumptions that everybody was working with have now changed. For example, SpaceX just made it a lot cheaper to launch satellites, and so while it was previously impossible to launch smaller, more dedicated satellites, it is now uniquely possible. And of course, this can only happen if you're quantum thinking. You are not having one position or the other and shedding the other from your mind entirely. You are holding both contradictory positions in your mind at the same time, and you're not forgetting, even after you decide to go with one course of action over another. And probably the best feature of quantum thinking is that it helps you keep your identity small. The more that you identify with your beliefs, the worse off you are. Now, I don't mean don't have strong convictions, you absolutely should, but you need to be flexible to change your opinions when new information arises. If you are attached and identify with your previous beliefs, then you're going to be inflexible, and the world is changing. What this really means is don't be afraid of the reductionists that tell you have to be either pro or against. You have to be on one side or the other. You are allowed to live somewhere in the middle of Republican and Democrat. You are allowed to live in the middle of between an atheist and a believer. You don't have to declare your allegiance for one team or the other, especially with these hard questions that are the most important ones that our society faces. Quantum thinking is truly a mental superpower, and I believe that it can help you make better decisions, be more persuasive, and keep your identity small. I'll see you in the quantum realm.